Man has always known that he has a special place on his planet, a marvel of a world, and his curiosity pushes him to raise his eyes to the sky in order to explore. He discovered that he lived on a planet among others in the solar system. The Earth is so unique, so special, it is the only planet known to man that harbors life. Its position is perfect, located in the habitable zone of its star. The Earth has a diameter of about 12,742 kilometers for a mass of 5,972,000 billion kilograms, in a number that is extremely difficult to represent. And yet, although it is impossible for a human being to explore every corner of it in a lifetime, the Earth is actually ridiculously small compared to the gas giants found in our solar system, such as Neptune or Jupiter, with a diameter 11 times larger than that of the Earth. However, this set of notable stars is nothing compared to the dimensions of the Sun, which with its diameter of 1,391,000 kilometers, is large enough to fit 1,000 planets and the same size as Jupiter. The mass of the Earth is only 0.000003% of the total mass of the Sun. A star that humans themselves have qualified as a yellow dwarf, very tiny next to the many giants and supergiants in the universe. Although it has a spectacular diameter, it seems insignificant if we compare it to Betelgeuse, Antares, or UY Scuti, the biggest star of the known universe, which, with its radius 1,700 times bigger than that of our Sun, is also 5 billion times more luminous. A spark at the foot of the stellar hierarchy, Scuti is actually extremely insignificant if we compare it to the one in the middle of our galaxy, around which we are all spinning, Sagittarius A, which is a supermassive black hole. I invite you to watch our video on black holes to better understand what we are talking about. This is why we are more and more confronted with immeasurable distances. Man had to invent a special unit of length, the one covered during 1 year by a particle of light, that is to say 10,000 billion kilometers, to imagine this prodigious and astronomical speed. Say you, that in precisely 1/28 seconds a particle of light has the time to cover the distance between the Earth and the Moon. While the same journey made by the crew of Apollo 11 in 1969 lasted 73 hours, that is to say 3 days, that is to say 262,800 seconds, as many times as a particle of light could have made a round trip between the Moon and the Earth. Our solar system, as large and as vast as it may seem, occupies a very modest place in the immensity of the Milky Way. Located in one of the spiral arms of the Milky Way, called the Orion Arm, we are some 25,000 light-years away from the center of our galaxy. The Milky Way is incredibly huge. It would contain between 200 to 400 billion stars spread over a diameter of about 100,000 light-years and 1,500 thick. Our solar system is only one, among billions of others, a small drop of water in a gigantic ocean. Our galaxy is one of the 2 trillion galaxies in the known universe that we think it comprises. It is our galactic house, our home, and hosts many other celestial objects, ranging from nebulae, such as the Magellanic Nebula, through star clusters, or black holes. But the Milky Way is itself a tiny element and represents only a window through which we can see our local cluster, a set of galaxies estimated at about 54, and which is located in the constellation of Virgo. Our galaxy is one of the largest and most massive of this group, especially with the Andromeda Galaxy, M31, which is literally the next door on the scale of the universe, and which would contain, as for it, 3 times more stars, for a diameter 2 times larger than that of the Milky Way. But the distances between the stars, the planetary systems in the galaxy, and the galaxies themselves, are so vast and extremely large, that what is literally the next door on the scale of the universe, is not necessarily close for us. On the contrary, it is these unimaginable distances that make our presence in the universe infinitely small and insignificant on the cosmic scale. But if we zoom out by a factor of 10, we find ourselves in an even more imposing structure, called the local group, where our local cluster is reduced to a tiny point among others. This gigantic structure would contain, alone, more than 1,000 galaxies, housing in each of them a few tens of billions, to several hundred billion stars. And our local group of galaxies is itself only a small part of a titanic structure, which is called the Virgo supercluster, whose diameter is estimated at about 150 million light-years and which would contain contain some 10,000 galaxies. Each small point represents several tens of galaxies, and it is at this point that we realize the vastness of space and how well it deserves its name. But the Virgin supercluster, in turn, falls into indifference and is itself insignificant if we compare it to our local supercluster, this structure that would contain thousands or even millions of superclusters. We are here at the limit of what scientists can see, but this is not an end in itself. This is only the observable universe, an area beyond which human telescopes can see. But the universe does not stop. We imagine that it must continue with ever larger structures, ever further away, and man next to all this emptiness seems insignificant, ridiculously tiny, totally powerless. And that's where this video ends. It could have lasted 15 hours and 30 minutes or even an hour, the time to go through all the structures, nebulae, black holes, galaxies, superclusters, stars, exoplanets and solar systems that the universe contains. But I'll let you do your own research.